Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another episode of this Piscean Reports. How's everybody doing? As always, I'm hoping you guys are having a fabulous day. Hopefully you're somewhere cool. If you're in the US, it's hot right now, and hopefully you're someplace cool. Let's see. For those of you new to my channel, I don't know if I said it, new to my channel, welcome aboard. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I wanted to make a special video message today. I saw that there are and mostly young people, and understandably so, which is why I wanted to make this video today. There are a lot of people who are saying on TikTok that spirituality isn't real, it's fake, that there's all these rules and things that they're saying that you have to do, and that's no different than church. And I want to say to you guys at this time, I want to say to you guys, it is, let me just say this, spirituality in itself, spirituality is not fake. What is fake is those people who have flooded the spiritual arena. Okay, I made a video a while back, and I was talking about how when I first started doing spirituality, I was so excited, and I'm telling you guys all these things that I have learned and examples, and you know how to connect with the other side, and you know different things that you can use if you want to. And I was telling you guys, I saw it. I see it just as clearly as you guys saw it. I literally had to take a step back, because I said in the video that, you know, I'm hearing from the Most High, this is not how this was supposed to go. Okay, I'm literally watching people manipulate spirituality in the same way these people went in and manipulated the church, and you know, in such a way to benefit them and to make it seem like they're this, but they're not that. They were as fake as it comes. And I kept saying that. And when I said that, I was basically attacked for speaking up and for speaking out, because the Most High said this is not how this was supposed to go, and I said it, you know, and I tried to explain it to people, but you know, I was shot down. You know, don't listen to her, and you know, I ultimately ended up taking a step back, because when I took a step back, I noticed a lot of people kept saying, keep going, keep talking, keep saying. And I hear Spirit saying I would do it a little bit, and but in my head and in my heart, I'm saying to myself, these people are not saying that to encourage you. They're saying that because they need to regurgitate all the things I was saying. Okay, and I saw it, and I was just like, at one point I just said, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I cannot, because, and then also I had read, as I was going along my path, I was reading a book, and it was saying that, you know, you really should not, you know, you shouldn't discuss necessarily spirituality, because everybody's path is so individual to them. It's not that spirituality isn't real, and it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's amazing. I love it. I swear by it, you know, because it's very pure. In spirituality, in its purest form, is literally you and the Most High, you and your connection with your angels. That's it. And how that is going to happen is going to be different for everybody. You know, I gave the example of a friend of mine who is spiritual as well, but she resonates, her spirituality kind of coincides and resonates with church. She goes to church, and you know, she said when she could feel her body vibrate, that is how she knows that this is the one for her. This is the one she enjoys, and she should continue in that particular, you know, arena, and that's fine. You know, you know, for me, it's not. I don't. You know, church is not necessarily it. Although I do, everybody knows I do enjoy Pastor Osteen, but at the end of the day, I'm not someone who is, I don't read the Bible. I don't, not that there's anything, everybody's got something. I even told you guys in the very beginning, nobody's path is wrong. It's whatever you feel guided to is what you're supposed to go to. And I kept telling people in the very beginning, I said, listen, don't do this. If you have not been called, if you don't feel a pull, something pulling you towards it, don't do it. And a lot of people chose to just jump on the bandwagon because they thought it was a fad. And those people who thought it was a fad wanted to be the one who was seen the most. And look at me over here, and I'm the one who's spiritual, and I'm spiritual, and listen to what I'm saying, and listen what I'm doing. And I'm telling you, it is not that. Spirituality is very individualized, is a very individualized thing, and I, for those of you, if you truly feel called to spirituality, go to it. But like I said, I see it, you saw it. Okay, there are people who are trying to manipulate it in such a way, and it blew my mind. It literally blew my mind, because even the father and my clients are like, this is not how this was supposed to go, and I'm going, I know, I don't know what to do, and I said, I can't, like, I didn't even want to be a part of it, because when you got people telling you that there are these tests, spiritual tests, and you pass this test and you pass that test, and I know spirituality is not tests. It's you and your guides and your angels and whatever it is you're supposed to do. If you are, in my case, it was, I want to say that I was lost, because I was giving and to people, and the Most High said, it's time for you to see this. You're giving your love and your attention and everything to the wrong people. You're being used, you're being abused, you're being taken advantage of, and they chose to show me, awaken me to show me. And that way, I knew that God was, that spirit is, that the universe is, that the angels are. I hear them. I heard them, and they're showing me in all these ways. And so I chose to show you guys my story and how spirituality was showing up in my life and in my world. And I want to say this as well. And I know you guys, for those of you, let me just say this, for those of you who are, you feel called to divination, be very careful with what you get. Okay, a lot of you guys, I know that you all see this. You see these readers, and they're creating decks, but the decks are designed to attack someone. You know what I mean? When you see people pulling out cards and it's talking about mental illness or a drug addict or, HIV and third party this and third, this, that, and the other thing. And they're saying, yeah, somebody is this and they're that and they're the other thing. That's not spirituality. That's somebody who is using divination to attack someone else. Okay, and I think you guys are seeing that. And then you're getting people who are saying, okay, do this and do that and buy this and buy that, and this is how, connect with me, and I will give you, readings and the whole nine and the pay. You guys see it. You see it. You see it. And I'm telling you, spirituality in its purest form is you and the Most High, and how he connects with you, how source, some people are real weird about that, but how source connects with you. It's very individualized, and so I don't want you to give up on spirituality, because at the end of the day, it's about you and the Most High, how they speak to you, how they're going to connect with you. And your path is so individualized, there's no way, it's really bad. I see it too, and I see a lot of you guys are now waking up and seeing it and saying, they're telling me that I have to do this and I have to do that, and then there's this and there's that. I was telling you guys a good example of how people were talking about how someone was being, spiritually attacked in their sleep, and that's why they can't sleep at night. And I was like, no, it isn't that. There are people who are watching me and they're just like, oh, you're being spiritually attacked in your sleep. And I was like, no, I just have this mattress. It's uncomfortable. But you see what I mean? When you got people out there who are just saying these things, and it's terrible because there's a lot of you guys are genuinely looking for someone to guide you and give you an example and show you the way. And when you got people out here who are just, out here just trying to make money and regurgitating the same stories over and over and over again, and you're going, wait a minute, this isn't my story, and this isn't my situation, and this isn't, and why is everybody saying the same thing? You know what I mean? Then you have those people who are making up handmade cards, and they just happen to be talking specifically about a certain situation all the time, same situation, and they make the cards fit, whatever narrative they're trying to create about someone. Somebody is dealing with this person, and they're this, and they're this, and they're this, and they're this, and they're emotionally immature, and they're this, and their whole nine. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of you guys are going, wait a minute, none of this is making any sense. It's not registering. Like, I don't understand. Why is this happening? Okay? It's because you are absolutely right. There's a lot of fakeness going on. There's a lot of pretense. There are people who are trying to manipulate something so beautiful. Something so beautiful. Okay, I will just simply say this: if you are someone who's drawn to divination, my best advice is to just, nothing beats the traditional, the tried and true. Okay, like I said, there's a lot of cards out there, that are saying, anything and everything, and it's unfortunate, but nothing beats the tried and true, traditional tarot. Okay, learning traditional tarot, the meanings, and then letting the universe, learning how the universe is going to speak to you through tarot. When you see this card, what usually comes in mind? When you see that card, what usually comes in mind? When these two come together and you do a reading and you're learning, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to do this reading and I'm going to see how it plays out. And at the end of the week, revisit it and say, okay, so when you see this, and this, it means this. And when you see that, it means that. And just keep practicing to make sure that what you are seeing is in fact what you're seeing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that there are people who are using something so beautiful to either attack someone, to make money. They're coming up with these fake, things, you know what I mean, and it's unfortunate. It's just really unfortunate. But like I said, do not give up on spirituality, because at the end of the day, is all about you and the Most High. And you're not taking, it's hard to explain the whole test thing. I will, let's just say this, it's not so much kind of, sort of, but lessons. Look at it more as lessons. When you are, some of you will be taking lessons, will be learning lessons. Maybe you're starting fresh and there's things you need to know, and the universe is trying to, get you back on the right path. But not everybody is off path, and not everybody is off course. They are very much on course with their life, but they just want to, improve on it. They want to connect more. How can I want a personal, connection with Source. I want to see the universe work on my behalf in my life. And then they will do that. They will show you who they are. And then once you see, oh my God, it's real. Like Source truly is. My guides are. My angels are. And then you allow them to continue working with you. They'll show you that they're there. And then you'll just get into that space where you're comfortable, where they've left no doubt out in your mind. They have showed up in some way in your life and proved to you that they are there. And you can then say, okay, we're good. Now, where are we going from here? And then, allow, that's when it becomes that thing, that connection, when you have to then, you and source begin to connect and interact, and this is where we need you to go. And then sometimes, I told you guys, some situations, they will not. I know a lot of us are like, okay, well, what's my path? What am I here to do? What am I supposed to? They will not just come out and say, this is what you're supposed to do. You have agreed to interact and become one with the other side, and allow them to just work with you, guide you, show up and live life, and allow them to, present situations in your life, and then you go from there. You know what I mean? So I'm so sorry. I hate it too. I truly, it makes me sick to my stomach to watch it happen. And I've tried I said, okay, maybe I'm supposed to go back, and maybe I'm supposed to, but I always feel, I don't know. It just depends. It depends. If you see a reader and they're providing you with a genuine information, this is, it's so hard to explain. I did a reading just the other day, and it was talking about how someone has children, and they are, they don't know if they should stay with someone or not, and that's considerably different than someone saying, this person over here is spiritually attacking, and then there's this, and then there's that, and there's just all these insane situations. It's crazy. But I will say this. My advice to anybody, if you're gonna just practice discernment. Number one, practice discernment, because there are some people who are genuine, very real, very giving, very genuine advice, very real advice, and then you have those who are using it, to benefit, their agenda. You know what I mean? And you guys see that you clearly, because a lot of people are going, oh my God, this is so fake. I'm not supposed to do that. And why am I doing this? And why do I have to pay for this and get that and do this and do that? And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because spirit is, oh my gosh, it's just insane. It's insane. It's just, but I just want to say this, you guys, those of you who have found spirituality, if you genuinely feel pulled to it, if you genuinely feel called to it, don't give up on it, okay? I'm trying to decide, should I tell you, but I don't know if I should or shouldn't say that, really, because then it becomes another people say, well, that's a book, that's no different than the Bible, but at the same time, it's like it is and it isn't, because it's not a anyway. I guess I just will leave it out, because if the Most High wants you to see it, you'll be guided to it, so I won't go into it, but it's a real thing. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, but like I said, at its purest form, those of you who just be very mindful of what you're seeing online, because clearly you guys see it as well as I do, that there are just literally some people who are just throwing stuff out there, and they're making it up, and you know what I mean, and they're either, number one, regurgitating some things, or they are trying to just basically make it up, and here, buy this and buy that and get this and get that and do this and do that, and my most sincerest advice is to just start with you and the Father, having conversations with the Father, and allowing the universe and spirit and your guides and your angels to prove to you that they're there, and then go from there. Okay? Don't give up on it. It's very real. Okay? It's just like I said, in the same way people have come in and manipulated the church, they saw fit to do the same thing in spirituality. They're just and whatever, right? I gave you the most truest and the most honest way towards spirituality. Just conversate with the Father. Just talk to them. Okay, yes, it's fun to listen to. If you want to listen to other things that for fun, do that. Okay, but just like I said, be very mindful. Like I said, there are some people, I saw someone say, they're telling me that I have to do this ritual and that ritual and this and the other thing and do this and do that, and it's just like church and there's rules, and there is no rules in spirituality. There is no rules. There's you, your guides, your angels, and you go with that. First and foremost, go with that. Everything else that you're seeing is 90% of that what they got going on out there is smoke and mirrors. Okay, and just be very careful. Okay, like I said, there are some very genuine people online. I gave the example of Pamela Georgelle. I gave the example of Minnow Pond. There's others. What is her name? Consciousness Evolution. And there are some very genuine people who are just here to genuinely, make you feel good and give you some kind of advice and give you some kind of guidance and things like that. But when you've got others using it to, you guys see it. Y'all see it. I don't even need to go into it. But yeah, that's the video. I just wanted to make it. Don't give up on spirituality. Okay? Give up on the bull crap that you're seeing. But don't give up on spirituality. Okay? If you're seeing things, you're going, why do I have to do this? And why do I have to do that? And then I have to do this and this and the other thing. Don't do divination tools if you're not guided to it. Meditation is a wonderful thing. You absolutely can do that. If you want to do it, do it. If that's not where you're feeling called to go, then don't do it. Nothing beats prayer, of course. That is prayer is that eternal pipeline to the other side. It's like I told you guys, we all have free will choices, and we're out here, and the universe, as soon as you land on this side of the veil, you are free to go. You're free to do what you want to do. Okay, but understand, like I said, they cannot interfere with your free will choices, and it ultimately is up to you to connect with them. I want to know that. I want to see you guys in my life. I want to see you in my world. I want to experience you. I just want to know that you are. And go from there. And let them show you. And let them prove it. And then once you do that, you're going to be so thankful and so grateful. And you're going to love it. And what was I going to say? Because everybody is so individual. Whatever works for you, go with that. Go with that. Okay? I don't want to say that. It's very much truth, but I'm not going to say that. Yeah. But anyway, I'll leave it right here. I think you guys pretty much get what I'm saying. All right. I hope you liked the message. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, whatever. Whatever. I'm not all into that. It's great if it happens. It's wonderful. But, at the end of the day, like I said, it's not about that. It's about letting you guys know that there's something so beautiful and so wonderful. You don't have to, the Most High is not in a building. Okay, the Most High is with you. The Most High is in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit. This is what you need to connect to. It's like source coming through you. There's your pipeline, and you just go from there. Okay, and let them work with you, show you, and you'll love it. You'll love it. I promise. I do it every day. I can't even imagine I can't imagine it. You know, if the things, the way they showed me, all the things they showed me, and the things I saw, and the things that I've experienced, it was like no way that there's no way that it absolutely is real. Okay, trust and believe. It's just like I said, you've got people out there who are just trying to manipulate. They're doing the same crap that they did in the church, and they're infiltrating spirituality. And I said something a long time ago, but didn't want to listen, and now people are waking up, and I'm like, I said so. I told you. I am that person. I will say, I told you so. Sorry, I am. Anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and go. I love you guys. I'll see you next time on the next video. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.